Looking for a way to spice up those cowboy chords? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your little finger to make a big difference. Welcome back to Relax and Learn Guitar. I'm Kevin and this is Maggie May. She loves our YouTube videos. It always means treats. My wife Vicky's behind the camera.
Hello.
And let's get started on this great lesson. So for this lesson, we're going to be playing through a simple chord progression using 4 open chords, cowboy chords. So let's talk about those first. We've got a C chord. We have an F major 7 chord. We have an A minor chord. And finally a G chord. For a much more detailed lesson for the first 8 chords you should learn to play when playing the guitar, which includes several of these, check out this lesson. We'll leave it above here for you and in the description below. Now we're going to be using our pinky finger to make a tiny little adjustment to these chords. It's going to make a big difference in the way that you sound. These are chord embellishments, if you want to call them that. I just like saying spicing up those chords. This chord progression is a nice one to know and play through, and I think it works well for the example of this. So for these chords, we're going to be using our pinky actually on the same note. So for this C chord, we're going to embellish it by putting our pinky down onto the 2nd string 3rd fret. It's a D note. Turns that C chord into a C add 9. Don't really need to know any of that, but it just sounds cool. So you go from C, put that pinky down, and you have a little bit of a change there. And to start this out, just do some down strums, 1, 2, 3, 4 on these chords, and then put your pinky down onto that 2nd string 3rd fret. Get used to doing that motion. For this F major 7, we're going to do the same thing. Add that pinky down on that 2nd string 3rd fret. Same thing for the A minor. And then we're going to end the chord progression on a G. So you can go from this to this. Makes a big difference. The other thing that really changes things up here is when you change, keep the chord progression the same, but we're going to change the strum pattern. So we're going to move from all these down strums, we're going to do down up strums as 8th notes. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So get used to just changing those 4 chords in that chord progression.
Sounds like a pretty something already.
Yeah, I really like this chord progression for this. And when you add the little pinky trick in, it really spices it up. So get used to that down up. And now we're going to add in that pinky note on that 2nd string 3rd fret. And the beauty of this is you can really experiment and make it your own. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to show you how I'm using that pinky to change things up with a strum pattern. I'm going to put my pinky down onto that 2nd string 3rd fret for the and 3 count of this strum pattern. It'll make more sense when I play it. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to put our pinky down on the and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And take it as slow as you like. Speed it up if you've got a little more mileage under the fingers. Then we're going to go to the F major 7, do the same thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. A minor, same thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then just end on that G for the progression. So from
It's
the
really
top,
nice.
yeah,
I love it.
it's one of those things. One of our members in our Relax on Guitar membership asked for a lesson on embellishing chords, and this is what we kind of came up with. We did this recently with a members only lesson, but I wanted to share it here too because people seem to like it, and I really like this chord progression and this little pinky trick. So from the top, we have. And just that simple little trick can make a big, big difference. It's not a trick. That simple little using your pinky can make a big, big difference. You can experiment a ton with it. You can change up when you're actually playing that note. You can also, so something like, I mean, the possibilities are endless. So play around with it. The other thing you can do if you want to get a little more fancy is you can start lifting up this index finger off of these chord shapes. So you have this C shape, then you have that pinky down, pinky up, index down. So you have the nice thing about this is your hand is really playing or staying in a very similar spot or position. You can actually use that index finger as an anchor. I would just call it that because you can play all these first three chords without moving that index finger. The C shapes here, F major 7 here, A minor here. That index finger never moves, so you can anchor it to kind of keep track of where you are. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities, but I wanted to at least get this out there for you to experiment with it and just realize all these open chord shapes that you play are great, but man, adding on to them just makes it even better. Next up, you can learn these 3 must-know acoustic guitar songs and add those to your set list. Until next time, remember that Vicky, Maggie, and I very much appreciate your views and support here on YouTube. You're never too old to learn, and I'll see you guys for the next lesson.